Thank you for choosing the good old couch as your entertainment provider. Please sit back and relax. We will be with you shortly.
Engines roar, black tracks burn ahead. Victory smell living in my head. Tires screaming, gripping the way. Fueling the fire, it's my game to play. Helmet down with the finish in sight. Adrenaline rush filling the night. Dust and sparks shaping the day. On the circuit I'm here to stay. Speeding hearts, we own the track. Pedals to metal, no looking back. Racing dreams, burning fast. Crossing the line, I'm built to last. Crowd cheers loud like a thunderous wave. Under the lights, the champion they crave. Flags in the air, they know the tale. Glory's in reach, I'll never fail. First. Pit stop, hustle, gear so tight. Seconds count in this fight. Sweat drips steady, the tensions grow. Ready, steady, let that power flow. Speeding hearts, we own the track. Pedals to metal, no looking back. Racing dreams, burning fast. Crossing the line, I'm built to last. Yeah. Pit stop, hustle, gear so tight. Seconds count in this fight. Sweat drips steady, the tensions grow. Ready, steady, let that power flow. Yeah. Crowd cheers. Yeah. Yeah. Pit stop, hustle, gear so tight. Seconds count in this fight. Flags in the air, they know the tale. Glory's in reach, I'll never fail. Engines roar, black tracks burn ahead. Victory smell living in my head. Tires screaming, gripping the way. Fueling the fire, it's my game to play. Helmet down with the finish in sight. Adrenaline rush filling the night. Dust and sparks shaping the day. On the circuit I'm here to stay. Speeding hearts, we own the track. Pedals to metal, no looking back. Racing dreams, burning fast. Crossing the line, I'm built to last. Crowd cheers loud like a thunderous wave. Under the lights, the champion they crave. Flags in the air, they know the tale. Glory's in reach, I'll never fail. First. Pit stop, hustle, gear so tight. Seconds count in this fight. Sweat drips steady, the tensions grow. Ready, steady, let that power flow. Speeding hearts, we
welcome everyone to race number 5 of our Good Old Couch ADS F1 24 League. Again, tonight, I'm Anomaly and my excellent co-host Persephone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Persephone. It's wonderful to have you back with us for race 5. I'm saying that as if you were gonna just like disappear. But yeah, it's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you. I might disappear. I mean, I am doing this, day by day whenever I feel like it. So I might disappear. We don't know.
We don't know. Everyone, if Persephone disappears, I'm gonna call on you guys. We're gonna arrange a search and rescue. I don't know where you're gonna disappear to, but we will search until we find you and return you to Monday evening Good Old Couch ADS League streaming.
Brilliant. I was thinking about that today, right? I don't want to be McCall again like I always am, but I shouldn't divulge to this over the internet, but I live alone, right? So
only metaphorically.
Yes. But if something happens to me, right, and you don't hear from me in a week, right, then you have to phone the police, do a welfare check, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll probably find me at the bottom of my stairs, and my dogs would have eaten me.
It's okay. Right? My cat will have eaten me too, so we've got that in common.
Yeah. So I picture that sometimes, right? Like
I love that. Everyone, Persephone bringing the real facts again this evening.
You have to keep it real. I mean, they'll be hungry. What can we do? What can we do?
What do we care? We'll be dead. If they're a hungry boy, they're a hungry boy.
Exactly, that's how I feel. So tonight I only see 18 races. So let's not continue down that path because.
So on that note, let's welcome to all of our viewers back there in chat this evening. It's fantastic to have all of you back. I see we have 18 of our races on the grid. A little bit of a disconnect there. Luckily, we haven't started with much yet, so it's fine. We will shortly be invited back. So it seems, Persephone, that the universe wants to continue our discussion on Hungry Boys.
Yeah, maybe, but could you do me a favor and just share your screen again because it stopped?
Oh my goodness, let me share that.
Please, if you could be so kind. Because I was playing a Southpaw game, and the next moment I just see like Cartman, and I'm like, no, that has nothing to do with
But to be quite honest with you, I don't think anyone wants to see Cartman. So.
Yeah, but what can I say? I mean, I didn't like. I played the other one as well. The other Southpaw. Yeah, so there's two. So I played the other one, and I did choose Kyle. I just want to say that out loud. So I did make the right choice.
That is fantastic. I hope that we are spectating now. I see the session started just before we were completely loaded in, but let's have a look. Let's have a look, everyone.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited about Singapore though. So because I know it's a very I am spectating. I'm so excited about Singapore because I know it's a difficult track.
It is. It's extremely difficult. We are going to have a look now. Let me just get everything up and running here before I forget. Let's put the full map on so you can have like a full view of what's happening there. And then I want to have a look at someone who's coming out of pit. So I'm not sure if Mr. Frey is going to come out of pit this early in the qualifier. Like we spoke about it last week, he does have a little bit of a maneuver that he likes to pull in the qualifiers, and I actually did find out why that might be during the week. So as soon as he is out on the track, we'll have a little bit of a look at his qualifying strats. But let's see if we can catch someone else here on track. Just keep a look. Yeah, I see Ace is also re-entering pit. So Persephone, if you can help me keep a look at Ace and Mr. Frey so we can just see when they are exiting. Because I really, really want to show you this, like this pit exit. It's insane.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited. We'll have a look at them. So I can see other people are out on the lap.
Yes, we currently only have 2, Wasabi Baby and Nikki Knox, that's on their out lap. So the rest of them should be putting up a time at the end of this lap.
Brilliant, brilliant. I'm excited to see the times. I have no idea. Oh, there we have a fast God of War put on a 1:28.715.
We have our first time on the board.
Here they come, here they come. Spectacles with 1:29.103. Marksman with a 1:30.169. No, that's Dogband. Sorry, Marksman with a 1:33.24. So they're putting on times on the board. So that's great.
I must say, it looks like there's quite a gap between the times that's coming onto the grid, Persephone. You can actually see where our top and like our front pack and middle pack skill levels lie at this point in time, because this really is a very difficult track. I see Mr. Frey's going out, so let's quickly have a look at him exiting the pit. So here he does not yet have control of his car, but as you can see, this pit lane exits right onto the racing line. You can actually see Mr. Frey entering. Only here does he get control of his car. So on the apex of the turn, then only will they be able to take control of the cars and like drive into the racing line. So it's going to be a little bit of, I think, a mess up or a mash up or whatever we want to call it, when some of our drivers might be exiting the pit lane and then entering the track right into the racing line of some of our drivers that's already on the track. So if we continue on from that, you can also see, Persephs, that these corners are very tight.
Very tight. It's very tight. It's very tight. It's very tight cornering, and the track also feels very narrow.
It is. It really is. This is also a street track, so it's a very, very narrow track. There's not a lot of space for overtaking. If you have a look at the map at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see there's a few straights. I think I count about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straights at the current moment, and that is the only opportunity, I think personally, where our racers will have the opportunity to pass each other on this track. You can see these corners are very, very tight. It's a very narrow track, so I do believe that they will be they'll struggle. And then the other concern I have this evening, Persephone, is that some of our racers might underestimate or overestimate their braking points on this track, which will either cause them to brake too early and then lose a lot of speed, maybe cause a hold up, or brake too late around these corners and then either cause a smash involving only themselves into a wall, which I do not have advertisements for yet, or involving some of our other racers.
Yeah. No, I can completely see that. And I even now with Mr. Frey's lap, I mean the car in front of him was far in front of him, and you can just see that this is going to influence his outlap now.
It really is. It's definitely going to have an influence on his flying lap. He hopefully our racers will be able to realize when to make a little bit of way for someone who is on a flying lap versus when to hold back or when to push for that finish. So I'm hoping that our racers, like I know I usually say this, but I'm really hoping tonight that our racers keeps their wits and their heads about them.
Yeah, no, definitely. Let's look at some of the times. I don't know if you want to give Mr. Frey an opportunity to finish his lap.
I
And
think let's start at the top of the grid. He should be able to come around if we take it slowly.
slowly, you say. Let's take it slowly.
Let's take it slowly, but Perseus, dance us into these times, please.
Brilliant. With a ballet move, I'm going to start with God of War with a 128.715. Then we have Spectre Wolf with a 128.906. Nanarki with a 130.038. Tanky Monkey with a 130.094. The Dogman with a 131.69. Marksman with a 133.24. Mr. Elf with a 131.841. Faster Clucky with a 131.984. Darth Vader with a 132.437, sorry, excuse me. Mean Power for 132.810. Why am I not seeing numbers?
Why is the numbers not numbering?
Zuriagon with a 133.448. Wasabi Baby with a 133.964. Peach with a 134.252. Equinox with a 134.275. Fry with a 134.655. Foxy Cute is grayed out. Unfair Straw is grayed out. And then Ace 555 still in the pit.
Still in the pits. Definitely a very interesting strategy coming from him as well this evening. Perseus, I do want to point out that we have Mr. Freyfrey and Mr. Alfzet. I am still going to stick with Mr. Freyfrey. I do apologize. But we do have them both on medium tires at the current moment in time. And this might be, in my personal opinion, you can see the track is quite busy, or it was when they put up their times. This track was quite busy, so I think the medium tires might have been just to get a feel for the track, get a feel for what's going on, just put up a preliminary a preliminary time for qualifier. I don't think that Frey and Mr. Alf is going to stick with these times. I'm thinking that at about 4 minutes they might put on some softs and go for another lap. But the risk that you run when you do that is that lap needs to be perfect. Because if it's not, you do not have time to put up a better time.
Yes, no, I completely understand. It does make sense. I mean, how many laps do we have in this race? Do you know?
I'm not sure. It might be between 22 and 25.
Okay, so it will be interesting.
And then we enter the race, Perseus, and it's like 16 or something.
Yeah, like 9. Yeah, like one of the shortest ones. Yeah, no, very interesting. We'll see how many. I'm just always interested in their tire strategies because I never know. I mean, I don't think, without driving myself, I don't think I would ever be that inclined to choose my tires wisely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think, the soft tires are the fastest, so let me go with them, and then the next moment my tires blow while I'm driving.
So I actually did a bit of research on that this week. So on this specific track, in my personal opinion, it's not going to be the best idea to start your race with soft tires, even though you can still quali on your softs. However, as you can see, this is quite a long track and it's very taxing on not only the fuel as well as the tires, but also on our drivers. And if they run with soft tires, like at any point in their race, if it's in this pit strategy at any point, there is a very, very big possibility that they will have to do a 2 pit stop 2 pit stop race.
Okay.
Because these corners are very, very sharp, so it's going to take a lot from the tires. These softs will not last on this track. They have a much better time if they do employ a strategy involving a medium and a hard tire. And then also we have a lot of aggressive drivers. For example, if I just take Danky Monkey there in the kick and God of War in the the Red Bull. For them, for example, and then also Nikki Knox, who's on the keyboard, it's not going to be feasible at all to put soft tires into their pit strategy at any point in this race. They are going to lose tire wear, or they're going to get tire wear much quicker. They're going to lose laps, and they're going to lose a lot of time. I think more time having to do a 2 pit stop race than they would if they just stuck with, let's say, a little bit of a harder tire and maybe a medium sometime in the race.
Yes, yes. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, thank you for that. So
yeah, we've got this. We've got this.
yeah, no, well, they've got this. I'm just sitting here making commentary on things that I watch, you know. So
I love that. I love how we're sitting like, ooh, they could have taken that turn so much better, and then we can't take it.
They should have gone for hard tires and not medium tires. Oh my goodness, you know, as if we're the experts. Yeah, exactly.
Persephone and Anomaly tire experts.
Tire experts. And what's the other thing? DSR. What is DSR?
DRS.
DRS.
Okay, so on that point, I also need to make a correction. I explained ERS last week. DRS is the wing, the back wing opening. So if you have a look at, who am I on now? Yeah, if you have a look at God of War, as he's going around the corner, you see there where it says Oracle on the back of his wing. That part will open, and that's DRS. So that just gives you like a little bit of an extra, and if you have a look at the track, I want to just quickly run through this because I want you to go through the time still before quali is over. But if you have a look on the track, do you see the little green circles that's on the track in the right hand corner?
Green circle.
So those green circles is it gives you the entryway into the DRS zones. So that is where the racers will be able to open their DRS and to for the wing to just open a little bit, for them to be able to just get that little bit of a bump.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, and then Perseus, I think, run us through the grid. I see we are on 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, let's do this. So we have God of War with a 128.388, Danky Monkey with a 128.764, Spectre Wolf with a 128.906, Frofro for 129.285, the Dogman with a 129.788, Nanarki with a 130.038, Marksman with a 133.24, Faster Clock with a 138.093, Mr.
A 131. A 131.
What did I say? What did I say?
138.
I did? I'm sorry, 131.093. Then we have Mr. Alpha for 131.841. Peter for 132.082. Wasabi with a 132.375. Dagvader with a 132.437. Pika with a 132.810. Zerigon with a 133.448. Nikki Knox with a 134.275, Foxy Cute grade out, Unfair Straw grade out, and 8555 with a 134.03.
Yes, I wanted to. That's why I jumped up when we were back down there at the pits. I jumped back here to Ace, having just shot up from not qualifying for almost the entire qualifier session, not going onto the track, and then just going for one lap and putting up an amazing time of 1:34.03, just jumping up there to position 8. So that is fantastic for me. Everyone knows I'm a massive McLaren fan. So I'm excited to have my McLarens back up there this evening. I do notice, Persephs, that we are missing Ulezi in your kick. So I don't know if he's late again this week or if he's having a bit of car trouble, but we do have one of your green kicks up there in 3rd position currently.
We do. I see also that Hannibal's in the chat said that he's sitting on the sidelines tonight. So clearly he has car trouble.
Yeah, a little bit of car trouble there for one of our Mercedes drivers, leaving Wasabi Baby on the track by herself this evening. However, I'm 100% sure that she's going to put up quite a heck of a fight, but it is always nice to have our Mercedes team on the track. So Hannibal, we're missing you, buddy, but please stay in the chat, drop us your predictions. Who do you think's gonna win? You can't just say Wasabi. But yeah, let us know. And I think we're going to put up a poll in a little bit also. What do you think, Persephs?
Do the poll. How did last week's poll go, though? Because I don't know what happened with the poll. So we put up the poll and we never actually saw what happened with the poll.
That is true. Last week I figured out how to put up the poll, so I didn't figure out what to do with it. So this week we're going to figure out what to do with the poll.
Every week we're figuring out something new. That just makes sense to me.
I am telling you. Okay, so Persephone, do you want to do a poll of which team do you think is going to place top, or do you want to do which racer do you think is going to take podium? Podium meaning position 1.
Position 1, Frey.
Okay, wait. Position 1, podium position 1. Okay, so we have Frey. Is an option. And then I think actually we can put the Dogman back up there again today.
Yes, we can put Spectacle there as well.
So we have the Dogman and we have Spectre Wolf.
God of War.
And then we have God of War. And I think we need one more.
Let's put Ace, 555.
And we have Ace 555. Everyone, that is your options for the poll. Please be sure to vote. It will be in the top of the chat. Let's see if I can put it on a little bit longer. I don't want to only put it on for 10 minutes. Can it only be on for 10 minutes? Oh my goodness. Let's see. Okay, so it's going to be on for 10 minutes, everyone. Please be sure to drop your predictions in there. You did see how our qualifier went. We saw our usual great driving. We saw Dogman back up there in the top for this week. He had a little bit of a rough start at the beginning of the league. However, that last couple of races, he's made sure to make his name known. And then we also have Ace 555, our league Gambit, who went and decided not to qualify for the entire qualifying session, taking one lap and already jumping up to position number 8. So we have a lot of strong contenders for that podium position. Please be sure to let us know who you think is going to win, how it's going to go. Be sure to also let us know your favorite teams. By now you guys know that it is Kick for Persephone and McLaren for Anomaly. So yeah, we'd be very interested in hearing your opinions and your predictions.
And then Hannibal in the chat said it's a very technical track. Push it too hard and you cut your car's moustache. It's between Frey and God of War. Need experience to make a success here, and tire selection and the pitting strat is going to make a huge difference. Very true, very true.
Very true. Hannibal, thank you for dropping that for us in the chat. We do agree. Persephone and I literally just spoke about it. I do think that it's going to be quite a technical feat for our racers this evening. They are busy on the formation lap. I need to please emphasize formation because last week I had a little bit of a speech problem and it came out as formulation lap, and I haven't heard the end of it since.
Formulation.
So yeah, they are formulating at the moment. So Currently, our grid pull away will be God of War. Okay, well, currently it's going to be that. But yeah, it's going to be God of War in the first position, followed by the Dogman in second. Spectre Wolf will be pulling up in third position. Danky Monkey for the kick in fourth position. You can see some wonderful wiggles coming there from Spectre.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle. Frey having taken fifth position in the qualifier. Nanarki, both of our horse drivers doing so well for the last couple of races. Up there in sixth position. Ace 555 in seventh position. Anomaly, we missed that. It's not eighth position, it's seventh position for Ace. Marksman following suit there in eighth position. Mr. Alf ZA there in ninth position. Faster Cluck in 10th. Peach will be pulling away in 11th. Wasabi in 12th. Darth Vader in 13th. And then our Visa Cash App team of V-Power and the Regon there in 14th and 15th. Nikki Knox will be able to pull away in 16th position. Foxy Cute following in 17th. And Unfair Straw will be pulling away in 18th position.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Let's get our tires up in there. Wonderful strats that I'm seeing. Definitely what I expected for this race. I'm surprised about Nikki Knox in the soft tires. However, I am sure that she has a strat up her sleeve there. And then we have most of our races pulling away on medium tires. Only Danky Monkey on hard tires. So I'm thinking that he's going to try to put as many laps between himself and the other racers. Just try to see if he can grab that first position and hold on to it for a little bit longer before he has to pit.
Yeah, 100%.
And they're off. Wonderful view we can see here. We see God of War taking the lead there. Dogman following very closely. Woo! They're going around that first corner, and it's so clean. Who hit the wall?
I don't know who it was, but somebody hit the wall.
Someone hit the wall. Let's see if we can see. It might have been Wasabi Baby. It was Wasabi Baby and Darth Vader. You can see both of them here at the bottom having dropped down after that horrendous hit of the wall there in the beginning. Unfortunate there for them. If you have a look here, Persephone, we're actually seeing some positions being gained. Ace 555 having overtaken on, I believe it is Nanarki there. Nanarki sticking very close on top of him though, but Ace 555 grabbing that opportunity, overtaking on Nanarki, taking sixth position, and now chasing down on Mr. Frey there in fifth.
Brilliant overtake. Like we said, this is a very narrow track, so overtaking is going to be very difficult. So they really have to take that opportunity when they do find it.
They really do. And you know what I love, Persephone, is some of our racers, and you can actually tell them apart by the risks they're willing to take, is I do not believe that Ace 555 overtook on the general overtaking zone. I believe it was just before the corner that he did overtake on Nanarki there after that pull away, and that is an amazing feat to behold. It's a very, very difficult overtake to be able to manage.
Yeah. But like you said, he's our Gambit. He is the person who will take those risks.
He really is, and he is gaining some time there on the Narki as well. Also gaining some time there on Mr. Frey. Unfortunately now at a 2.7 behind the Ferrari there, but Ace is going to definitely catch up there. I see he did take the time to just casually shook off the racers behind him, so that's fantastic. We're rooting for him there. In the center pack, actually an overtake just now. Peach overtaking Mr. Alf ZA just before that corner. Some wonderful driving coming there from her as well. And the DRS is now enabled, Persephone. So as soon as our racers hits the green circles, you can actually have a look here. Nanarki is very close. He's definitely going to try this overtake. Our racers at this point in time does have the opportunity to enable their DRS as well.
Brilliant. So at this moment, we have God of War in first position, the Dogman in second, Spectre Wolf in third, Danky Monkey in fourth, Fry Fry in fifth, eighth and sixth, Nanarki in seventh, Markmans in eighth, Cluster Clucky in ninth, Peach in 10, Mr. Elf in 11, 12 is V-Power, 13 Zerigon, 14 Equinox, 15 Wasabi, 16 Foxy Cute, 17 Dark Rider, and unfortunately we have Unfair Straw for Do Not Finish.
Unfortunate there for her. It's probably that beginning mess up that happened there. We actually also just saw Marksman overtaking Nanarki on the outside line and awarding himself that 7th position. So Ace having a nice lead on Marksman there at the moment. That battle between Marksman and Nanarki cost both of them a little bit of time. But Marksman's now going to be chasing down for that 6th position. And then, like you mentioned, we still have the rest of our races in the positions that you did call, but it does not seem that they are having that much trouble that I expected, though. I don't want to sound mean when I say it, that's why I'm trying to word it like very positively, but I expected actually that our races are going to have a difficult time on this track, and it doesn't look like it at all.
Okay, but maybe they practiced a lot. maybe maybe
exactly.
Yeah, so it could just be experience.
Excellent overtake, Ace 555 overtaking Mr. Frey there, taking that 5th position, a little bit of a wall bump. Oh, and there you see his wing go. That is going to be a little bit of a problem for him. Yeah, you can see he's losing all the speed that he made up there at the current moment. It's going to be so hard to keep that car on track, but still overtaking Mr. Frey on the straight, going into the pit lane. Yeah, he's definitely going to have to pit at this moment, but we will see where he will exit. That was a very unfortunate collision there, because he did so well working his way up, but I think that is just a little bit of a taster from what we can expect once he exits the pit lane, and I'm sure he will exit either in position 8 where he is now, or in position 9, last position 10 I think, but I think he might still exit in position 8.
Yeah, it was a brilliant overtake. It's really unfortunate, but the safety car is out at this moment, so they have to stay off.
Yeah, and that's another thing. This track is hard enough as it is. You can actually see some of our racers are having a little bit of problems, or not problems, but a little bit of difficulty driving behind the safety car, because it is very hard to drive behind the safety car on this track. It's also going to cool down their tires a lot, so it's a little bit of a problem. We might see some tire warming wiggles coming our way shortly.
Some wiggles.
Some wiggles. This is, however, such a good thing for our middle and our lower pack. This is what they want to see. They want to see the safety car out, not because necessarily someone had an incident, but because that time that they have lost on our front pack is now made up for. They are able to either score basically a free pit stop, or they are able to just catch up to the pack there, and lessen the amount of time that was between them and the front pack. So you can see Mr. Alf, I believe, will definitely be very happy about that. Faster Cluck as well. Some of our strong drivers there in the bottom pack going to use this opportunity to see if they can just minimize the time between themselves and the front runners.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I mean, we're seeing that time radically reduce between the front pack and the middle pack.
Yeah, so already. I think the most there is that 8 seconds that Faster Cluck needs to make up on Foxy Cute there. And the safety car is out for 2 laps, so it is going to be possible for him to minimize that time there. And then also I'm actually very happy for Ace also being able to gain some of that time back. We saw some excellent overtakes, so I'm sure that as soon as the safety car does re-enter, our racers are going to go for it. The problem though, and who I think is not going to be very happy about this is definitely God of War and Dogman, who had that front running secured. And I believe Dogman did have a little bit of a time on Spectre Wolf there, and we've seen Spectre being very aggressive. So I think that it's kind of like a moment at this point in time, because now he's going to have to defend on Spectre behind him as well.
Yes, yes. I can see that 8 seconds that faster club he had to make up, he made up. So that's brilliant.
Wonderful. I'm so proud of my McLarens and everyone else, but also my McLarens.
Yeah. Oh, now everybody is on top. I can see some wiggles there in the back. Did you see it?
I saw the wiggles. Oh, some wonderful wiggling there from Mr. Alf. Some wiggling coming from Vasterklak. Dag Vader also giving us a wiggle. I know it's for the tires. I know it's to keep the tires warm, Persephone. But my heart tells me that they're wiggling for us.
Okay, I will accept that.
So I'm going to ignore what I know and I'm going to go with what I feel.
Okay, okay.
And our safety car is going in this lap, so this is now only depending on God of War whether he wants to start accelerating or whether he's going to wait for that safety car to enter. Either way, they're not allowed to overtake him until the safety car is in. So we can actually see God of War still taking it quite calmly, waiting for that safety car to go in. As soon as it's in, I think he's probably just wanting to put the chicane behind them before he does start to accelerate. And we saw a little bit of a smash there. I believe it was between Spectre Wolf and the Dogman. We saw some body parts flying there, car body parts that is. And there we have them back off. God of War leading the pack there. Dogman quite on top of him, followed closely there by Spectre Wolf and Danky Monkey in the kick, also in the mix there. The kick is in the mix. And then we have Spectre Wolf, who just overtook on not only I think Dogman might have had a little bit of a problem at the moment. I actually don't see him. He dropped down there to 10th position, unfortunately.
I wonder what happened.
I think there was maybe a little bit of a collision. Maybe he picked up some car damage. I want to have a look. You can actually see our front pack runners here. Very aggressively going around these corners, very close on top of each other. This is going to definitely be quite a fight. They're going to have to brake at the exact correct moment, otherwise we might see a Red Bull mixed with a Williams mixed with a kick. And there we have it. Yeah, you see that it was just a little bit too aggressive. We saw Spectre Wolf with a little accident there as well, dropping down. I think he actually has a do not finish, so unfortunately not able to recover from that. Very unfortunate there, but the aggression was just a little bit too much in our front pack. And then everyone, I just want to apologize. I am very sick with the flu at the moment. So if I do sound extremely unenthusiastic, I apologize. My enthusiasm is there, my voice is not.
It's okay. We can't hear it. Don't worry about it. So unfortunately, we have Spectre Wolf, V-Power, and Unfair Straw if it do not finish. This track is actually turning out to be more difficult, or as difficult as we thought it would be. Yeah. So that is unfortunate for them. People going into walls, people colliding with each other. It is unfortunate. It's not what we want. But at this moment, we have God of War in first position, Frey in second, Danky Monkey in third, Marksman in fourth, Nanarchy in fifth, Marksman now in fifth, Nanarchy in fourth. Okay,
a little bit of a battle going on there between Marksman and Dogman.
Yeah, so they're jumping around. So let's do it again. God of War in first, Frey in second, Danky Monkey in third, Nanarchy in fourth, the Dogman in fifth, Marksman in sixth, Wasabi in seventh, Peach in eighth, Mr. Alpha in ninth, Foxy Clock in 10th, Foxy Cute in 11th, Darth Vader in 12th, 855 in 13th, The Recon in 14th, and Mickey Knox in 15th.
Wonderful. We actually saw a little bit of an unfortunate drop down there for Ace down there to, I think it was 16th, and already working like his way himself back up there to 12th position. So very excited to see what he's also going to pull. We are now only on lap 8 out of 22. It feels like we've been going at this for ages already. But still a lot of time on the clock for our racers to pull some bunnies out of hats. And then, like Persephone mentioned, we do have Danky Monkey up there in third. However, it does look like he's going to attempt to challenge Mr. Frey Frey there for second position. God of War leading with a 1 point. Well, now it's a 2-second lead above Mr. Frey Frey, and he's definitely going to have to push to put some time between himself and Mr. Frey Frey if he does want to keep his lead in this race. You can see excellent control and line management. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I'm just calling it line management now, coming from Mr. Frey Frey there in second position as well. Oh, yeah, unfortunate here as well. Unfortunate. I see Ace 555 with a do not finish just as we were having a look there. So this is definitely a challenging track for our racers. This track is just deciding to throw them with everything that it's got.
Yeah. So I think it's because it's so narrow, though. You know,
I really do. I think the moment you lose your control, or you have an incident where you pick up a little, even if it's just the tiniest amount of damage on your car, or if you lose just the tiniest bit of grip on your tires, I think it's going to be really hard to recover from that. This track does not have any empathy.
Yeah. I see Danky Monkey overtook Frey Frey.
Danky Monkey with an overtake there on Mr. Frey Frey, taking that second position for himself. And I actually do see Wasabi Baby also working her way up there in center pack, already up there in 6th position. So very excited for her. I see again Mr. Alf and Wasabi Baby in the same positions that we've seen them in previously in the league. Mr. Alf chasing down on Wasabi, and Wasabi just blocking him off, refusing to allow for that position, although I did see a little bit of a slide there. Wasabi already on 8 laps on medium, so that might be a little bit of grip that she's losing there, but still not giving that position to Alf.
Yeah, no, those two really do compete against each other.
They really do. And it's actually fantastic to behold how both of them, like like Alf is just chasing and Wasabi is like, no. Like that Bugs Bunny meme, like, no.
Defend. I think Frey Frey is really going after, defend. I think Frey Frey is really, Danky Monkey just went for first position. What happened to God of War?
He went into the pit, so he's pitting for hard tires on lap 10. His mediums actually lasted him quite a while, because as we did mention, he is on the keyboard input, so I actually thought that he will be pitting for hard tires sooner. However, he's exiting the pit there in 6th position. It's a little bit lower than he might have liked, but this is affording Frey Frey and Danky Monkey the opportunity to put some time on the grid before they too have to enter the pit lanes. Frey Frey is on 9 laps on his original medium tires, so Persephone, we might either be seeing Frey Frey starting to either wobble a bit or go into that pit lane during the next pit entry.
Yeah. So Frey Frey in first position at this moment, Danky Monkey in second, Marksman in third, Wasabi in fourth, Mr. Alf
well done, Wasabi!
God of War in 6, Faster Clock in 7, Foxy Cute in 8, Nanarchy in 9, The Dogman in 10, Peach in 11, Darth Vader in 12, Zerikon in 13, and Mickey Knox in 14.
Well done there to everyone on the grid. We can actually see some of our racers having gone pitted. We also have Nanarchy with 0 laps on the hard tires. These hard tires are going to have to carry them through. And then, We saw a very big collision there between God of War and Mr. Elf, both of them having picked up damage there against the wall. You can actually see that emotion coming through in the way that they reversed and re-entered the track. You can see some frustration and some emotion coming through there. But actually both of them not having lost any position, so that's still wonderful for both of them to behold. Mr. Elf having to go into pit, I believe. Oh no, it's not. My apologies. I thought that's the pit entrance.
No, I see Frey actually pitted for hard tires. He came out in fourth position.
Very good pit there for him. Like you said, pitting for the hard tires. Lap 11 is... I think it might be a little bit late to pit for the hard tires. I'm hoping that he's able to wear them in time to still keep and gain the positions that he needs to get back up there to the top. But yeah, excellent pit there from him. You can also see that car control a little bit of a stumble between him and Faster Cluck there in third and fourth position. However, it seems like both of them have recovered perfectly from it. And then Wasabi Baby up there in in second position with 10 laps on those mediums. Persephone, 10 laps on the medium tires for Wasabi.
And 11 laps on the hards for Danky Monkey. And I think they will need to pit very soon.
They will. Danky has an amazing lead there in first position. I believe he might be able to pit on this lap and still re-enter the race. Still in first position. He has a 26-second lead. So it's going to be smart for him to utilize it before he's losing any further time on those tires with the struggle that he has with the grip at the moment. So hopefully he does utilize this to make sure that he can still re-exit the pit lane in the first position that he has worked himself up into. And then we have Mr. Frey back up there in second position. He's already chipping away at that time between himself and Danky Monkey. He has one lap on the hard tires, so he's still wearing them in a little bit, driving them in a little bit, getting them a little bit warmer. But we see excellent control on these hards coming from him, already having overtaken Faster Cluck there for that second position. But Faster Cluck still up there in third. My McLaren still representing. And then we have God of War back up there in fourth position. You can see very, very closely on top of Faster Cluck there. But that earlier collision against the wall might be taking its toll now. You can see it's very hard to keep that control and that car straight around these tight corners. So definitely, and he's only now on 2 laps on the hard tires. It's going to be detrimental for him to have to pit again. Mr. Alf back up there in fifth. He's getting much closer to God of War and Faster Cluck there. And they are battling their hearts out. I just quickly want to jump back here, Persephs. You can see both of them are battling exceptionally for that third position. Faster Cluck very aggressively defending there. He worked so hard for that position. I do not think he's just going to give it away. Some very clean racing coming there from him as well, taking his corners very nice and tight. So night. And
nice.
Night. And then God of War chasing with an immense passion there on top of Faster Cluck, attempting an overtake on the straight, and we just managed to catch him on that overtake. However, he is on the outside line. Let's see if he's able to hold that position, and it seems like he will be able to hold that position on top of Faster Clucky there. Faster Cluck already pitted. Yeah, he's on 9 laps. I don't think he's going to do another pit, so he has ample time to chase down there on God of War for that third position. It would actually be very nice having Faster Cluck back on the podium as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would definitely be very nice. And of course, it would be very nice for you to have the McLaren there.
My heart is yearning for that orange papayas there on the podium.
Very nice, very nice. It was a great fight between them though. It was really
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see, actually, that was exactly what I thought might happen with some of the brake markers on this track. We saw the dogman diving a little bit too deep there and then trying to avoid a collision with Mr. Alf, but in the process, just slightly tapping his teammate Nanarki there, and unfortunately losing some time for himself because having spun out, he's now going to have to make up that time. And just as that happened, Persephone, I wanted to quickly discuss the Haas team drivers as well. They had such a rocky start at the beginning of the league. They struggled a little bit, and then out of nowhere, they just came and they turned it 180 degrees around, and they are now middle to front runners of the pack. So that's fantastic also to behold. It's very nice to see the teamwork coming from our drivers. Unfortunately, we saw Mr. Alf also swerving out a little bit there into the wall. And then we also have, I believe it might be either, I think it was a Regon that we saw there. That also had a little bit of a wall collision. So that's definitely going to cost Mr. Alf on his time for this race.
Yeah, no, it's very unfortunate. But again, these roads are so narrow. So if you just take the wrong turn, if you just don't take that tight cornering, then this happens.
That's definitely what's going to happen. We have Eastrand Geeks, welcome there in chat, saying McLaren is third. Come on, boys. So some love and support there for McLaren as well in the chat. Hopefully, Faster Clark has the stream on the side. He can hear the encouragement coming there to his side as well. We have Foxy Cute as well, working herself up there to position 10, having overtaken on Peach, her teammate there. Definitely some excellent driving coming from her as well. We do know that our Austin Martins mentioned that the previous week they had a little bit of a struggle, so it's fantastic to see both of them up there back in the race, taking their time and just making sure that they are able to just finish this track like it should be. I want to jump up here to position 2, Persephone, and just ask you, what do you see next to Janky Monkey's name there?
Soft tires.
I see soft tires. Oh, this is going to be very interesting. Danky Monkey pitting on lap 15 for soft tires. And I do believe it might come in handy. We had a little bit of a caution there, so our drivers had to just take a moment to breathe. But he now has 0 laps and 7 laps to go on the soft tires. Hopefully, these tires last him. This is a very taxing track, but it's a very bold move coming from Danky in the kick there. Definitely a very confident move, I do believe. But we have notice that your kicks has all the right to be confident, Persephs.
Yeah, no. The kicks really have the right to be confident. We've seen how they drive, and you've seen at the back what it says, right? It says unleashed.
They are unleashing havoc with their tire strategies in this race.
Definitely. This is also quite exciting how these 3 drivers are actually fighting for this position as well. Who is it? Is it Faster Clucky?
Yeah, it's it's Faster Clock at the moment, and then it is Nanarki following very close on top of Faster Clock there. So Nanarki fighting his heart out for this 4th position. So you can definitely see both of them wanting this so much. It is a little bit harder, I think, for Faster Clark to maintain this 4th position at this current moment in time, because he has 12 laps on those hard tires, whereas Nanarki only has 6 laps. So the wear on Faster Clark's side, you can definitely see it's a lot more. However, he's keeping such amazing control of his racing line and of his car that it's still making it very hard for Nanarki to be able to pass him on on this lap. So it's going to be a little bit of a fight there between Vasterklak and Nanarki as well. We have a fight here between Frey, Danky Monkey and God of War for that first, second and third positions. Danky, you can see that soft tires kicking in, can't you, Persephone?
Yeah. Yeah,
and it's enabled. Let's see if we can see that DRS. Do you see that wing open there in the back, Persephs?
Yes, I saw
That's
it. Yeah,
the
I saw
DRS.
it.
It opened and Danky Monkey overtook on Mr. Frey on lap 17, taking that first position. And Persephone, I don't know how else to put it, but I think it's game over. The amount of time he's going to be able to put up with those softs is definitely going to be crushing, to put it mildly.
Yeah. No, definitely.
You can already see, you can already see the effect of those softs starting to happen there in the front.
Yeah, no, definitely. What a strategy. I
What
can
a
honestly
strategy. But you need to have such amazing confidence, Persephone, to just know your own ability, your car, your strategies, and the track to be able to push that big amount of time on the original tires and then going to pit for softs. It really is such confidence that's being displayed. We actually now we're seeing a couple of our racers starting to follow the strategy that Danky just took, having pitted for soft tires. Mr. Alf ZA, hoping that will afford him a little bit of a extra speed boost that he needs to get some positions for himself, and also Dag Vader following on the strat that Danky employed there, to see if he can lessen that time between himself and Ace. There's a 9 second at the moment, so definitely going to see some exciting things coming from Mr. Alf and Dag Vader as well. It's just blowing my mind at this point in time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm actually just smiling about this because who would have thought, right? I mean, in the beginning of the race, we said, they're probably going to do mediums and hards. We never thought that somebody was going to put on soft. That was not even something that we considered.
Definitely. Like, I really didn't think that it is something that any of our racers will be doing. I had a little bit of doubts about Danky Monkey though, because I must say some of the pit strategies that he's bringing to the table is quite unique. We've seen some surprises coming from his side during the league so far. So I wondered, and I really did think that if someone did employ the soft tire strategy, it might be him. We actually are seeing the Dogman back up there in the fight with Vasterklak for that 6th position or that 5th position.
Did you see at the back somebody went into a wall?
I didn't see. Oh, it's a Regon.
Oh, it's a Regon. Yeah.
It was a Regon. It just went into the wall there. Unfortunate for him. Also with a do not finish. Yo, Persephone, we have a lot of races on the grid with a do not finish this evening. And this is going to be detrimental there for not only Danky, but I do think our mid-pack Nanarki and them as well, if the safety car is employed again during this race, because we do only have 3 laps left, and some of them have put up such big time gaps. You can actually see the gap here between Nanarki and his teammate Dogman. It's a very, very big gap. Oh no, my apologies. Yeah. It's between God of War and Nanarki. They're in the 3rd and 4th position. So it's a really big gap that they have worked hard on, as well as, for example, here with Sabi Baby and Vasterklak in front of her, also with a 14-second difference. So we really do hope that the safety car does not get deployed again.
Yeah. It seems that it's not being deployed. Maybe there wasn't a lot of debris, and it was just
maybe.
Yeah, because the safety car comes out when there's a lot of debris, and they have to clean the road, right?
Yeah. It might also be because we are on lap 20 out of 22. I don't know if that's a thing. Anyone there in the chat who knows if that might be a reason why the safety car is not deployed, please let us know. Drop it there in chat for us. But yeah, luckily for our racers, they still do have the last 2 laps to see what they will be able to do. We have marksman quite on top of Wasabi here. He's going to see if he can take that 7th position back, having halted a little bit earlier in the race. So some chasing happening here between the Williams and the Mercedes car. You can actually see some very, very good driving coming here. He's literally just waiting for the DRS zone and waiting to be able to open that DRS wing to be able to overtake on Wasabi. We will see if he will be able to manage that within the last 2 laps that is left. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on for the remainder of the race.
Oh, and he's a kraken.
He's really trying, eh? He's really going for it. Is he going to be able? I don't think he's going to be able to overtake her on the straight. Unfortunately, not quite able to pass Wasabi there on the straight. Ooh, Wasabi scraping the wall there on the right hand side. And at that specific corner, Perseus, it is either you're going to scrape your car on the right hand side against that little corner turn, or you're going to flat out front end it into the wall in front of you. I think Wasabi getting off a little bit lighter there, maybe had a little bit of a scare as to what could have happened on that turn on the second last lap of the race.
Yes. No, 100%. No, she handled it very well.
She really did, kept her cool about her, kept her car in control. You can see she picked up damage though, but she's still able to just maintain her position and keep marksman behind her. She is such an amazing defensive driver. I can't even put it into words. It's amazing to see what Wasabi is able to do on the track, even with damage to the car.
Yeah, no, 100%. So let's look at the grid a little bit. So we have Danky Monkey in first position at this moment with soft tires, may I just add. Then we have
for the kicks, may I just add.
For the kick, may I just add. The Fry in second position, God of War in third position, Nanarki in fourth position, the Dogman in fifth position, Fast the Clock in sixth, Wasabi in seventh. Marksman in 7th, Wasabi in 8th, Foxy Cute in 9th, Mr. Elf in 10th, Darth Vader in 11th, and Nikki Knox in 12th.
Wonderful, and Danky will be leading us into the final lap, just as he passed on the line there, and you can see Mr. Frey coming with his usual antics there, overtaking and taking that first position on the last lap, and he did a little bit, just the slightest room for a mistake, just the slightest hesitation on Danky Monkey's part, and Mr. Frey overtook him there on the last lap. So Danky now having immense pressure on him to take that position back that he's held so well. But Mr. Frey leading. You can actually see Danky struggling a little bit on that soft tires, Persephone. If you have a look, you can see the back end of his car sliding across the road a little bit, and I do believe that is the problem with the soft tire strat on this track. He is losing some time to Mr. Frey there, who is leading our pack. And then we do have God of War also pulling up there behind Danky. We do see a little bit of tire wear there as well. Our second and third position slipping a little bit on the track. But I do believe that it is not enough time for Nanarki to catch up for that third position. However, we will definitely then be seeing him finish in fourth. But I just want to jump here, Persephone, because Mr. Frey is going to lead us into the win for our Singapore, our race 5. And he did. He crossed the checkered line in first position. Danky Monkey following suit for the kicks in second position. God of War crossing for third position in the Red Bull. There is our podium, everyone. It's Mr. Frey, Danky Monkey, and God of War. Nanarki will be going across, or over the chicane. underneath the checkered flag, taking that 4th position. No penalties next to his name, so he's keeping that 4th there. And then the Dogman will be following in 5th position. He does have a penalty, so it might be possible that Vasterklak is going to take that 5th position. Let's have a look. Dogman will be crossing the checkered line very shortly. Should he lose that, he's definitely be going to taking the 6th position. So Vasterklak then in 5th, Dogman in 6th position, Marksman crossing in 7th position. Wasabi taking that 7th, Marksman with a penalty next to his name, unfortunately. However, Wasabi in 7th, Marksman in 8th position, Foxecute will be crossing in 9th position. I don't believe that the penalty will be enough to drop her down to 10, but we will be seeing shortly. Then she will be followed there by Mr. Alf ZA, Dag Vader and Nikki Knox in 12th position. So we will have a look at our grid shortly, but it is Mr. Frey for the win, Danky in the kick for the 2nd position, and God of War in the Red Bull for 3rd position.
Brilliant!
Driver of the day was Toppy! Definitely well-deserved driver of the day there as well. Let's see if our grid is pulling up here. Okay, well, first it's podium, it seems, Persephs.
Well done.
Well done, yeah. So just to reiterate to everyone, 1st position, Mr. Frey in the Ferrari. 2nd position, Danky Monkey in the kick, having held that 1st position lead for quite some time. God of War having qualified in 1st position and also held the 1st position for quite a while, finishing the race in 3rd position for the Red Bull. And then our driver of the day, very, very, very well deserved, going there to Wasabi Baby. So let's quickly run through this grid. 4th is Nanarki, 5th Vasterklak, the Dogman in 6th, Wasabi in 7th, Marksman in 8th, Foxecute in 9th position, Mr. Alf ZA in 10th position, Dag Vader 11th, Nikki Knox in 12th, Zerigon in 13th, Peach in 14th position, Ace, and then, well, from Zerigon on, it's unfortunate with the do not finishes, but then we have Ace, Spectre Wolf, V-Power, and Unfair Straw. Unfortunately, with a do not finish there at the bottom of the grid. However, it was definitely one heck of a race, Persephs.
Definitely one heck of a race. A very, very difficult track. I think they did really well.
They really did very well. Everyone, we will be back shortly with our post-race interview. Please don't go anywhere. I'm going to also have a look if we can see who won this poll. If not, yeah, please drop it like in the chat if you can help me out with that. But yeah, we will be right back. Welcome back to our post-race interview, everyone. I just mentioned to Persephone, I so rudely interrupted her just before we left, so I'm going to allow her to finish what she wanted to say.
Done.
Brilliant. I love it. Everyone, please help me welcome our 3rd position, my apologies, our 3rd position for the evening, God of War. Welcome, God of War.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
God of War, you had such an amazing qualifier. I do believe it's one of the faster times that I've seen on the qualifier. It was just amazing to behold. Can you give us a little bit, like, how did you prepare to get that qualifying time?
Well, the qualifying time is just practice, practice, practice. Get your perfect setup. Practice again. Change the setup. Practice again until you feel confident in pushing more. And that's it.
And then actually, if I can stick like on the setup part of it, I noticed that you stuck out a lot longer on the medium tires than I actually would have thought that you would. So what was your pit strategy there?
Well, it was due to the safety car that if you're running behind a safety car, you don't have to run your tires at maximum. So you do save 2 or 3 laps with that. But yeah, I am a little bit frustrated. It was my race to win. And I got a little bit greedy. As soon as I came out of the pits, I had much faster pace than everyone else. And I took chances that I shouldn't. And I lost half my front wing. So I had to do damage control just to minimize all the point losses, just to still be on the podium.
That's actually, we did see some very aggressive driving coming. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, although like you do mention, it kind of cost you a little bit of time. However, we did love to see your racing and just the skill being displayed this evening. So I just want to finish my part of the interview off with, what was your favorite part about the race? It was a very frustrating, tough race, but you have to have a favorite part.
Okay, let's break it down in 2 parts. First was the qualifying, when I saw no one's going to beat the time. That was quite fun and put a smile on my face. And the next one was to try and catch up with Frey and Danky Monkey, and when I saw I might have a chance, but in the end it just slipped away from me.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that, but I'm really happy that you did enjoy it. From my side, that's going to be all, but I'm going to hand it over to Persephone for her part of the interview.
Cool.
Hey, congratulations again. So let's do some trivia. Are you trivia? Okay. So, in which year did Formula One racing begin?
That's a tricky one. It's probably going to be in the 50s. In the 50s or the 60s.
No. Stick to your first instinct.
Okay, let's put a number on it. So let's say 1959.
No, don't even, just stick with your first instinct.
Just say 50s.
Okay, 1950s.
Well done. Congratulations.
Cool.
That was amazing, Persephs. I really like the encouragement coming from your part. God of War, thank you for your amazing race this evening. We look forward to seeing you next week in Canada.
Cool. See you guys there.
See you guys there. Wait, guys, you need to have patience with me this evening. I'm moving everyone myself, so let's just throw you in there. There we go. I'm like acing this stuff. I'm nailing it.
Brilliant.
And then everyone, our second position for the evening, Danky Monkey, did let us know that he's not able to come onto the post-race interview. So we will be jumping to our first position, Mr. Frey. So please help me welcome Mr. Frey. Welcome.
Oh, heck.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That was a hard race.
Mr. Frey, I actually have a question for you. We've been noticing something, a little trend popping up from your side, where you kind of stay in second position until the final lap, where you overtake and take the win. So can you let us know, is that intentional? Is that your strategy? What's going on there?
That was completely unintentional. Basically, that was a tricky race. I had issues where my headset that I used the race would disconnect. So at one point I lost like 3-4 seconds because I was waiting for it to reconnect. So at that point I just Danky Monkey's tires basically just fell off a cliff. On the final lap he was drifting more than Ken Block out of the corners, and that was all it came down to. Had his tires held on, he would have won that. But his I think he used so much of his tire at the start to make the gap,
to gain that position,
to gain that position. He was pushing like crazy, and then on the final 2 laps, it was almost, I didn't want to overtake him on the final lap because he would pass me on the final bit, so I waited until the final 5-6 turns, basically, because I was like, he's going to be quick, but he had a moment where he drifted in front of me, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll go through now.
Some gymkhana.
Honestly, that was proper gymkhana. I don't know if you saw it from your point of view, but on mine, he was full like 90-degree lock.
And but he had such amazing control while being locked, I must say. It was so fantastic to behold. And then you just need to remember, hey, Persephone is a very big Kick fan. So so take that into consideration.
To be honest, Persephone, I was thinking about you a bit, because when I was about to overtake him, I thought, she's going to be like, no, don't do this. Let the kick win.
Let the kick win.
Let the kick win. Let the kick get its first lick of the title. And then I just thought, well, I was just thinking, I lost a lot of points last race, so I have to make it up. So I was thinking, sorry, Persephone, but I'm taking this one.
Sorry, Persephone.
Sorry, but I needed that.
It's okay.
Mr. Frey, I have only one more question from my side. How will you be preparing for Canada next week?
Putting more practice in. I'm quite quick around like 1 lap, but I don't really do enough like race practice, if that makes sense. So I'll probably just do a bit more race sims, but Canada's one of my good tracks, so I'm just looking forward to racing there.
Wonderful. Then we look forward to watching you race it. Mr. Frey, from my side, that's going to be all, but I'm going to hand over to Persephone to continue.
The question time.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The trivia time. Let's do this.
Trivia time.
Trivia time. So which driver has won the most F1 championships?
That's tied between Schumacher and Hamilton at 7.
That is correct. Even though that, well done.
Well done, Mr. Frey. And just again, thank you so much for an amazing race this evening. We do look forward to seeing you on one of your favorite tracks next week. And good luck.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Everyone, bear with me while I move Mr. Frey to the other. I'm so sorry. I'm just cutting everyone off this evening. I apologize. I really apologize. But I am figuring this out. So, luckily I figured out how to move people into the room. So, everyone help me welcome our driver of the day, Wasabi Baby. Welcome, Wasabi.
Hello, how are you?
Congratulations!
Oh, thank you. I did not expect it, but thank you.
How did you not expect that you gain, I think, 7 million positions in one race?
But I must say this was a very difficult track. So, unfortunately for all of the other guys that the wall jumped in front of them, how could the wall do that? It's totally unacceptable.
It really is.
No. But I must say I enjoyed tonight's race. Marksman and I really had a tough competition there at the back as well, or in the middle of the pack, I must rather say. At the last 2 laps, I didn't have any battery left to keep him behind. I think he was swearing at me in his head the whole time, but it was fun.
Oh, Shana, you actually did have such tough competition between each other. And again, this evening we saw you and Alf in a very tight competition. And we spoke about it a little bit earlier. In the last couple of races, it's become quite the thing to see Mr. Alf ZA chasing down on you, and you just expertly defending your position and refusing to give him the opportunity to pass. What's happening between you and the Ferrari?
Well, first of all, is being what is the English word? Please help me. Ek wil hom dreig. What is the
Threaten.
yeah, thank you. I am threatening him with the couch. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It is just yeah, I think it's just my inner competition, or I just want to be competitive with him. But I say thank you for that, for the last 3 races that we've been challenging each other like that. And for me, how does Ace 555 always say, me driving elbows out, because I have practiced against Alf to keep marksman at the back of me this whole time. So yeah, I consider it as practice.
Oh, and it's so wonderful to behold. I have one more question, Wasabi. What was your favorite part of the race?
Yeah, I think definitely keeping Alf behind me for a bit, and unfortunately after he spun out and Marksman got past him, because I know Marksman is also a good driver and always at the top of the log. So I'm not gonna lie, I was sweating a bit with him at the back of me, but yeah, it was fun for me to see actually I can keep him behind me for a bit. So I think that bit of competition between me and a better racer was fun for me.
Oh, wonderful, Wasabi. That's going to be all from my side, but I am going to hand it over to Persephone for her part.
Good day, Persephone.
Good day, Wasabi. Good day. Or good evening, right? So let's ask our trivia question. So, which country hosted the first ever night race in F1?
Yo, which country hosted the first night race? Was it?
You raced there tonight.
What was this track's name? Singapore.
Well done!
Thank you.
Congratulations!
Congratulations, Wasabi. Thank you so much for an amazing race. We look forward to seeing you next week, and hopefully we will be seeing another battle between not only yourself and Alf, but also Sommer, yourself and Marksman. And just again, congratulations.
Thank you very much, and you guys must have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Wasabi. Everyone, thank you so much for...
Don't say bye. Try and do the poll thing.
Okay. Yeah, let's have a look. View results. Let's see. Okay, and we actually do have a winner. There was 3 votes. 3 votes going towards Frey, and they were correct. Unfortunately, I can't see who voted. Wait, let me see vote breakdown. Yeah, there were 3 voters for Mr. Frey. They were correct. They won some couch pillows. Fantastic. Happy for them. Very, very happy. And then we also had a vote going towards God of War. So yeah, we actually figured out how the poll worked, Persephs.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
Brilliant.
So maybe next week we can figure out who the actual winner was, because we should be able to see who voted for Frey and who voted the most for Frey, and then who the actual winner is of the poll.
You know, I actually agree. So everyone, chat, thank you so much for sticking it out with us, going through this testing phases with us. Next week we're going to test if we can see who won the couch pillows.
There we go.
There we go. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It was fantastic to have all of you back here. It was an amazing race. It was a very frustrating race, but next week we do have an amazing track. Quite a few of our races. Do enjoy it. We will be seeing you guys next week in Canada. It's going to be me, I'm Anomaly, and my excellent co-host Persephone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. May you have a splendid evening. And just remember to tune in to join us for a good old time on the Good Old Couch. Bye-bye.